Casting also joining us in just a bit, and even he can weigh into this legal debate regarding this. Yes, but
India is now coming up, and this is a very, very clean, clear-cut, motivated move. So, for an example, I just wanted to ask Sharavanan: is Tamil Nadu a part of India, or is it Tamil Nadu a separate country already? When all the other states in this country and across millions of students are participating on a NEET exam, and they're all going through that. What is that? Why this particular only Tamil Nadu wanted to have a NEET exemption? I don't understand that. The doctors, the MBBS doctors, which we create in thousands and millions of doctors, which we create, isn't it the very? So there is an attempt to tamper the very idea of India. Regionalism, hyper-regionalism is the game which these politicians, especially from some of these places, whether it is in Bengal, where in Tamil Nadu, or in Telangana, all these players, they have their own regional aspiration, they have their own political reasons to behave like this. We understand that. But then the idea of India, the concept of India, the India as a one nation to think, I don't know where is this problem coming from. When if the students, when it comes to Hindi, then they say the Hindi is imposing, the culture of Hindi is getting imposed. Whereas on the neighborhood where I hail from, the neighboring state of Kerala, which is, I think, almost from the last 50 years, the second language is Hindi. Do you think that because of the Hindi being taught in Kerala, the Malayalis have all become the North Indians? Or they have completely changed, their culture has been changed? Nothing. So the whole idea of the Stalin now is that they are all out of ideas. They wanted to create an anti-India sentiments and wanted to say that the Dravidian politics, the Dravidian things are the utmost, and there is nothing beyond that. But this is against the very concept of India. That is where it is hurting. But unfortunately, they are not able to think beyond politics. I think the time has come for these people to come out of this shell and say, think about India as a nation. Unless and until you are not able to think in that direction, Sharavanan, my dear friend, we have discussed this multiple times even in the other channels. But why are you just sticking to this? I want all our Tamil friends to have a part of the national narrative. Don't confine the Tamilian friends because of your political reasons. But no, they are only, it's all about Dravidian politics. It's all about the Tamil Nadu is like a separate country altogether. Please do not go for that narrative.
Okay, Mr. Saravanan has his hand raised. Mr. Saravanan, I'll give you an opportunity to respond now of a debate on federalism, a debate on the idea of India, a debate on integration.
Well, Aarti, this is what precisely I said in my earlier comments too, that it is nothing, it has no relevance. We all know that by now, even Mr. Vikas Singh has also very clearly clarified from the point of view, legal point of view, this bill do not have any stack. It will never get materialized. The only idea is that Stalin now wanted to come to the center stage. He feels that, yes, why can't he become there is a vacancy for a prime ministerial candidate is lying down. So how can he be a part of that? Whether you look at from the point of view of Mamata Banerjee, she wanted to play a national role. KCR, he wanted to play a national role. Now Stalin wanted to jump in that because there is already a backbone of a national opposition. And all these people, on Sharad Pawar on the other side, all these people are trying to form a khichdi opposition, and without any proper agenda, without not even having a national vision for this particular country, but they all have their aspiration. How can they get to be there on the top? Is there any route? Is it a short? Is there any shortcut? How can I be relevant? How can I be relevant on the national politics? Today I was reading somewhere that somebody has written an article that KCR speaks wonderful Hindi. Rest of the people can't do that. So he can be an ideal candidate to take on to the Modi. So I think NEET they are trying to use this as a tool but while doing all these political game for their political gimmicks, for their local, whatever local reasons, one of the biggest mistake, which I call as a crime they are doing, is that they are tampering the very idea of India, the concept of India, the feeling of the
Stop it, sir.
Indianness.
Stop,
They are
stop,
trying to
stop
take away that.
blabbering nonsense.
I think
Mr.
that is
Saravanan,
where
please,
the problem
Mr.
is.
Saravanan, please, we don't let him finish his point. You'll get a full opportunity to respond. That's
Stop blabbering, sir. Stop blabbering.
Sharavanan, tell
Stop
me,
blabbering.
will you be, why
blabbering.
only
Okay.
you?
Stop
Sharavanan,
blabbering.
I don't want to get into
Okay,
that.
gentlemen,
This
please,
is-
this isn't helpful. We're trying to have a very civilized discussion. We don't do this kind of stuff here at Mirror now, where people are screaming at each other. Everyone will get an opportunity. We have time. We have time this evening. We can talk about it. Everyone will get their chance.
Keep on blabbering it. See, please give me a chance. See,
No,
these people
Sharavanan,
are
this is
talking-
not acceptable.
Mr.
If
You are what you are talking
If I want
about.
to say, I
Mr.
want to-
Saravanan, please let Mr. Nambiar finish. I will give you an opportunity to speak. I'll give you an opportunity to respond, but it's not very nice to interrupt him when he's speaking.
Okay. Sharavanan, I can shout better than you.
Please shout, shout.
No, please, gentlemen, I can't shout. I mean, I know both of you can shout, but I can't shout, and I don't want to be shouting over you as well. So please, let's keep this civilized. Mr. Saravanan, I'll give you an opportunity. Mr. Nambiar, I request you to finish your point in about 30 seconds.
So what all I am trying to say you, Aarti, it's purely the politics, and while doing this political gimmicks, they are missing the very point of the India as a concept. And I only with folded hand request these politicians from Tamil Nadu, whether it irrespective of any party, please believe in the concept of India. And need, if every state in this country is accepting NEET and there is no complaint from anywhere, even the Supreme Court of India has accepted this whole stuff, why are you getting into a politics and playing with the politics, your politics with the
Okay, let Saravanan answer.
Yes.
That there is a danger.
Law which is passed or the way it has been conducted in the last few years, because it's of course any new practice which comes into a country, whether it is in a GST or a NEET or for that matter anything else, it does definitely go through a course correction over a period of time. With regard to this particular stuff, you need to see that when all the people come up with this, before the election, before just the assembly election, it was a hue and cry. Now, as I said earlier, that there is a regional political drama for an opposition leader is coming up. So they are again raising up. There is nothing beyond this. We all know that the Tamil Nadu Assembly or the Tamil Nadu government cannot come up with a legislation which will not be, even if they come up with a legislation, it will not have any merit. It is just to show a dissent that we don't accept it. I simply wanted to tell Sharavanan that Tamil Nadu is not anything different. Like any other state in this country, every state has got every 100 kilometers, there may be some kind of a difference of language and the way we conduct ourselves, the way we dress up may be there. But otherwise, Tamil Nadu is an integral part of India. Tamil Nadu is India. So don't try to divide because of your political gimmick, political aspirations. Don't try to create any rift within this country. That's my humble submission to you, because this is purely politics. This has no merit. Whether the governor send it back, you send it back again. It's all just a drama. You can be on a live national television, on the newspapers for a few days, just to say that I am the king of anti-Modi. I am the one who can take on to Mr. Modi. Beyond this, there is nothing in this particular.
No.